Well, as far as Brexit is concerned, I think the first thing to recognise is that it's a much more relevant factor in London than outside London. So once you get outside London, I don't actually think Brexit's that important in the market. But it clearly is a much bigger issue in London, in terms of the type of tenants that might be attracted and also the numbers. There are, of course, some pluses from Brexit as well as some minuses. So whilst uncertainty is always bad, whatever business you're in, and that does create issues, there is an element of certainty insofar as the British government has said that foreign nationals who are living in the UK will be allowed to stay. So that's probably one of the key factors. But one of the benefits of the current uncertainty is that interest rates have remained low for longer than I suspect would have otherwise been the case. The expectation is that they're only going to go up slowly. And if we end up with a hard Brexit, and at this stage, we just don't know what we're going to get, I personally suspect we will end up with some sort of fudge, just because I think the problems of a no deal are going to be so massive that everybody on both sides is going to be keen to avoid that. But whether it's a no deal or a big fudge, there are going to be issues, and particularly if the transitional period gets extended. So the silver lining, which people perhaps often overlook, is that this is likely to keep interest rates low for even longer than would have otherwise happened. That, of course, is going to be good for landlords, and so there are things to be positive about as well as things to worry about. Clearly, one thing that landlords can do to mitigate uncertainty, whether as a result of Brexit or anything else, is to lock into longer term deals. And we are finding that an increasing number of people, whether they're landlords or whether they're residential borrowers, are taking 5-year fixes. So at the moment, 95% of new mortgages are on a fixed rate, and about half of those are on a 5-year fix. And there's a particular relevance in the buy-to-let market of taking a 5-year fix, which actually doesn't apply in the residential market, and that is that because lenders have more flexibility from the Bank of England in terms of how they calculate the income coverage ratio on 5-year fixes, quite a lot of lenders will offer a larger mortgage if you take a 5-year fix than if you take anything shorter or if you take a variable rate. So particularly for those landlords who are looking for a relatively high LTV, where the rental cover might not justify the mortgage they want, if they take a 5-year fix, they might well find they can borrow what they want. So if they're looking for 75-80%, a 5-year fix may be the only way of getting it. So when you combine the fact that the 5-year fix gives you that certainty for 5 years, means you haven't got to worry about what happens to interest rates, even though there's no sign of them going up rapidly, but it's nice not to have to worry. Combine that with the fact that you can borrow more money if you want to, and so I think there is a stronger argument than there has been often in the past for taking out a 5-year fix. There are one or two lenders that offer 10-year fixes, but they're fairly few and far between. And of course, one of the things that concerns borrowers if they take a 10-year fix is that they don't want to be locked into early repayment charges for 10 years.